Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's Friday, and on Friday here on BookTube we talk about our reading weeks. So I thought I'd talk about my reading week. I had a particularly uh, productive reading week, so I'm happy about that. I got a lot of reading done, which I'm happy about, and I actually made a couple of videos about the books that I read this week, which is new for me because BookTube is new for me, but that's pretty exciting, the fact that I was able to spend some time this week talking about the books that I read is, fun. I never thought I would be doing that, and here I am, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So we'll get those two out of the way first. I made a video about Jim Thompson's The Getaway at the beginning of this week. This is the book that I read for Randy Ray's Lone Star Book Club. I really enjoyed it. The main appeal of this book is its ending. It has a very unique and peculiar ending, which makes the rest of the book maybe more interesting than you would have initially thought. So I am a fan of this, and I gave it a recommend. And I will link the video that I made about this in the description if you want to check it out. Just yesterday, I made a video about this. This is Pale Horse, Pale Rider by Catherine Ann Porter, which I also had a fun time reading, although it wasn't necessarily a fun book. This is a collection of 3 of her short novels, and they are a bit depressing. They are a bit glib. But I would say that Catherine Ann Porter is an impressive writer, and I did think that this was an impressive collection of stories for sure, and so I also gave this one a recommend, and I will be reading more Catherine Ann Porter this year, so I'm looking forward to that. We'll see. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of her at this point, but hopefully with time, I will become more acquainted with her writing, and I will appreciate her more and more with time. So this one also got a recommend from me. Okay, let's talk about the books I didn't talk about. The first is this. This is Agatha Christie, Murder on the Orient Express. I read this for March Mystery Madness, which is the first time that I'm participating in March Mystery Madness, now that I've gotten here on BookTube. It's, I think, the 10-year anniversary of March Mystery Madness, which is awesome, but unfortunately this year, just given my TBR and the fact that I'm so new to BookTube and the fact that I don't read murder mysteries much at all, I'm not going to be able to participate in it fully the way that I would have loved to be able to participate in it. So, but nevertheless, I really wanted to read at least one murder mystery, and again, I'm very new to reading murder mysteries, so I did go with, one of the most famous authors of the genre and one of the most famous books in the genre, Murder on the Orient Express. I didn't make a video about it because I didn't think that there would be much point in making a video about Murder on the Orient Express, given how popular the book is and given the fact that I really didn't have too much original to say about it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I liked the ending in particular. I thought it was very satisfying the way that it wrapped up. And it says here on the back from the Times Literary Supplement that Christie keeps her reader guessing to the end, and that was true for me. I really didn't know where the book was going to go. I didn't have any sort of I would say I had a little bit of a intuition about halfway through what was happening, but I was definitely surprised by the ending, and I thought it was really cool. So this one does get a recommend from me. I will say that I'm not super enthusiastic about continuing to read Agatha Christie, but I am also interested in reading more murder mysteries. It is a staple of a reader's life. I mean, many, 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 many readers from many, many, many different backgrounds love reading murder mysteries, and I can see why. I think that there might be some murder mysteries out there that might be a little bit more tailored to my tastes. So if you have any suggestions, any murder mysteries that you really like, let me know, and I'll definitely try and squeeze them in future TBRs, because I want to read more of them and I want to get more familiar with the genre. I mean, I actually explained this anecdote when I bought this, but at my local used bookstore where I picked this up, there is a whole section dedicated to mysteries, like this. And every time I go into the bookstore, I just walk right past it. It's not because I am a snob to that type of fiction or anything like that. It's because I don't know what I'm looking for. I don't know what I'm looking at, and it's kind of intimidating. And it's such a big section of the store, actually. A ton of people love mysteries. I know that, so they have a lot of them there. And I just don't spend much time there. I go straight to the history section. I go straight to some of the other fiction sections, the science section, and the natural history section, but I don't spend much time there at all, and so I would like to be able to spend a little bit more time in that section and know what I'm looking for. So if you have any suggestions about murder mysteries that I should read, let me know. But for right now, obviously, this is, its reputation precedes it, but I do recommend Murder on the Orient Express, and I should watch the movie too. There's a couple of movies, but that would be fun. And there's a movie for Jim Thompson's The Getaway, so might have to watch that as well. We'll see. Also, yeah, there was Reds, which is an adaptation of John Reed's life, I think, that I really wanted to watch too, because I just got done reading that this month. Anyway, sorry, getting off track. The next book that I read, or tried to read, rather, was this book, Tristram Shandy, or The Life and Opinions of Tristram Shandy, Gentleman by Lawrence Stern. I am on the third volume of this, and anybody who's read it or knows anything about it, by the time you get to the third volume is when you finally get to Tristram Shandy's birth. He has effectively and totally wasted your time up until that point, and you're finally getting to his birth. I've been having a lot of fun reading this, except for the fact that it is long, and I am completely overwhelmed by it. And now that I've gotten to his birth, I'm kind of stalling out on it. I won't lie. I was having a lot of fun with reading it, but at the beginning. But once you get a couple of days into reading this, and this is a quite long book, I've just been kind of bogged down by just how much I don't understand of the book. Like, it's really, there's just so much about it that I'm like totally lost, and I don't know what's happening. And so I kind of just, that's okay. I've read many books that overwhelm me, and that's okay. So I just kind of, keep going. But at a certain point, you get to a point where it's like, oh my gosh, like, I can't even describe to you what's going on. Like, he gets so distracted. He goes in so many different circuitous routes. And then he's like, yeah, we'll come back to that. And then they do come back to that, but you forgot where you were. And it's such a difficult novel for me to read. And I've noticed that I started really procrastinating on picking it up. And so I think I'm going to DNF this for now. But that's not because I don't like it. But it's just because right now I just have lost the motivation to continue with it. So that's always unfortunate when that happens. And if there's any advice from anyone who's read this novel before and really enjoyed it, I'm definitely open to that advice. I can tell that this is a novel that I could enjoy very much. But maybe I'm just not ready for it right now, or maybe I need more time with it. Maybe I need to read it at a slower pace, or I don't know. We'll see. I might start it again next month, throw it on next month's TBR. Maybe start from the beginning, maybe pick up where I am. I don't know. We'll see. I did find it to be really funny. It's just that given the length of it and given how lost I've gotten in the narrative, I'm just sort of dragging my feet on picking it up, and whenever that happens, for me, the most important thing is just that I keep my reading life fresh and exciting, and I want to be excited by the books that I pick up, and I have no other reason really to be reading these books other than the experience of reading them. And so when I notice that I'm really sort of procrastinating on reading it, I kind of put it on a pile for, well, we'll get to that at some point, and I think that that's going to go on the pile for now. But any and all advice on this would be very much appreciated by me, because I think I really could enjoy it. And then finally, in light of the fact that I stopped reading this, I went to something that I was more confident I would like, and that is The Flamingo's Smile by Stephen Jay Gould. I've never read Stephen Jay Gould before, but I had a hunch that I was going to like him, and oh my, was I accurate on that? I have not gotten far into this at all. I just started reading it last night after I put down Tristram Shandy, but already I am completely blown away by it. I'm pretty sure Stephen Gould must be a genius. He's one of those people where you just think, man, it should be illegal to know this much stuff. He just knows so much, and that's what's so fascinating about people like Stephen Jay Gould, is that they earn your attention regardless of whether or not you're interested in a subject like natural history, because these essays are so good in and of themselves that they're worth reading. I mean, at least from the ones that I've read so far. The Flamingo's Smile is a collection of his essays, so it's not exactly, and articles. I don't know exactly the time span that this collection is of, but it's not exactly, a monograph or anything like that. It's just a collection of his writing, and they're so good. I mean, you'll learn about so many things outside of just natural history. I mean, he was incredibly well read just in general. I mean, the guy really was a very special person in terms of how much he knew and about how he saw the world. And I love that. I love when somebody sees the world in an enchanted way, and then they write, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, essays or novels or whatever, to help you understand the way that they see the world. And I think that is exactly what Stephen Jay Gould is doing. I mean, he has a very sort of charmed vision of the world because he knows so much about it. And way, way, way more than I know and probably ever will know. And so using him as a guide to the natural world, but also just to the world in general, is fascinating. And he's probably the best person in the world to do it, to take you on that tour. So I'm far from finishing this, but already I'm blown away by it. I will hopefully finish it up this weekend and then make a standalone video about it on Monday. That would be really great. I would be very happy if that were to happen. So far, this is great, and I will definitely be reading more Stephen Jay Gould in the future. And if you've read any Stephen Jay Gould and you have any specific suggestions, let me know. I think I found this in my local used bookstore. I don't think that they will have any more of him. I'll definitely check, but I might have to start going on the internet to procure my next volume, which is a little bit unfortunate, but that's probably what I'm going to do, because he's too good not to seek out. He's too good not to track down. So anyway, that's my reading week. A little bit of a stack here. There we go. Anyway, never mind. That's it. I hope you had a good reading week, and I'll see you on Monday. Thank you, BookTube.